Hello everyone, my name is Ranjana Srivastava. I am your science teacher from Ikra Primary English Medium School branch. Today in this video we will cover 8th chapter of class 6 Science NCERT, that is body movements. So all of us move different parts of our body while doing different activities on a daily basis. We eat, walking, running, speaking to someone on phone, even while reading, fighting, playing, swimming and eating. We are moving different part of our body. You must have noticed that while performing some activities, you just need to one part of your body. For example, while reading a sentence from a book, you just need to move your eyes, right? But there are many activities, in fact, majority activities to perform majority activities, you need to move multiple body parts. For example, while dancing, dancing is an activity where you move almost each and every of your body with your legs, your stomach, your eyes, your hand, your neck, your shoulders, every part of your body you are moving. Understood? Now let's try to understand the difference between movement and locomotions. Human body and its movements. Movement is when the living organism move a body part or parts without any change in the position of the organism. For example, while writing something, you are moving your hand, you are moving your eyes, but this activity is not changing your position. You are just sitting at one place while writing. So this is called as movement. Whereas locomotion is when the movement of a part of the body leads to change in the position and location of the organism. For example, while walking, running, swimming, etc. These are activities when you perform walking, running or swimming. This activity leads to change in your position. So these kind of movement are known as locomotion. Understood? So we can say that all locomotion are movements, but all movements are not locomotions, right? Because the movement in which your position not changing in is not locomotion, right? Okay. You must notice that even when you are not doing anything, some body movements are always happening in our body, right? For example, we are blinking our eyes every time. We are breathing, our heart is beating, the food is getting cut in stomach, digestion process is happening. So there are so many body movements that are continuously happening inside our body also and outside our body also. Okay, now let's understand about these body movements in detail in this chapter. Okay, so while doing physical exercise, you can bend your legs from here and you can bend your arms from here, right? Now if you try to bend your leg from this point or try to bend your arm from this point, will you be able to do that? No, right? Similarly, if I ask you the tie scale to your arm like this and then try to bend your elbow, can you be able to do that? No, you won't be able to bend your elbow. No. Let's look at the reason. So we are able to rotate our body in places where bones meet. Now look at this bone is one human skeleton system. We know that human skeletal system consists of 206 bones and there are numbers of joints present, as you can see. For example, look at this one. This is your upper thigh bone and this is your lower leg bone. And there is a joint present here, your knee joint, and that's why you are able to bend your knee from this point. Similarly, there is a joint present here between your upper thigh bone and hip bone. That's why you can move your leg from here. there is a joint present over here. There is a joint present over here. There are number of joints present at various places. So we are saying that we are capable of moving our body only at places where bones meet, where there are joints. Okay. So that is the reason that you cannot bend your arms from this point or your legs from this point. Why? Because there is no joint pigment over here, right? You can only bend your arms from this place because there is a joint present over here, and similarly you can bend your legs from this point because there is joint present here. You cannot bend your leg from here or somewhere. Okay, now same in the reason from this one also. You cannot bend your elbow when scale is tied to your arm because now your joint is incapable of functioning, and that's why you cannot bend your elbow. Okay, so now let's study about joint in detail. Understood? Joint are places where bones meet. For example, this is your upper thigh bone, this is your lower leg bone, and this is your knee joint because here two bones are meeting. You can also say that a joint is a point in the body where two or more bones meet. You can define joints in easy way. Let's move forward and understand about joints in detail. Okay. So this is a joint. As you can see, this is your bone number 1 and this is your bone number 2. And they are meeting at a point, and this is called joint. If you look carefully, you will observe that these two bones are not in direct contact of each other. There is a smooth tissue present over here at the end of the bone, and there is a fluid present over here. Let's study about them. So the smooth tissues is called a cartilage. Cartilage is a type of smooth tissue that covers the surface of a bone at a joint. Now let's study about function of cartilage. So cartilage helps to reduce the function of movement within a joint. So cartilage prevents damage to end of bones. So these smooth tissues help in reducing the friction during movement of bones. Okay. Also a clear sticky fluid is secreted by synovial membrane. It provides lubrication and reduces frictions. So we can say together the cartilage and synovial membranes reducing the friction movement and provides lubrications. Okay. So now you must have observed that we are able to move a few parts of our body easily in various directions and some only in one direction. In fact, we are unable to move some parts at all. So what's the reason for this? Because there are different type of joints in our body which help us to carry out different movements and activities, and different joints allows different degrees of movements. So the type of movement, the degree of movement depends upon the type of joints present at a particular place. Okay. So let's study about the joints. This type of joint in detail. Types of joints. So we are going to study about 4 types of joints: ball and socket joints, hinge joints, pivotal joints, and fixed joint. So fixed joint is present in our skull. Ball and socket joint is present in our shoulder and hip. Hinge joint is present in elbow and knee, and pivotal joint is present in neck. Okay. We will now study about each one of them in detail. Let's first study about ball and socket joint. To understand ball and socket joint, imagine you have a ball, a rolled paper, and an empty ball. Now what you have to do? Take this ball and make a hole like this. One in your ball, and then fix your rolled paper in this hole like this. So this becomes your bone number 1 and this is your bone number 2. So here bone number 1 has a rounded structure or a ball or at the end, and your bone number 2 has a cavity or hollow space inside it. Imagine this is like a empty ball. So this is a hollow space inside it, right? So in ball and socket joint, one bond with the rounded structure at the end or ball at the end fixed inside the cavity or the hollow space of the other bone. Look at this picture. This is your bone number 1 with the rounded structure. This or ball at the end of it. Or this is your ball number 2 with the cavity or hollow space, right? Now this rounded structure will fit inside the cavity of this bone and we will make ball and socket joint. The rounded end of the one joint fits into the cavity, hollow space of the other bone. Such a joint allows movement in all directions. How ball and socket joint allows movement in all directions? So ball and socket joint is present at shoulder and your hip, right? Your ball and socket joint over here and over here. The types of joint between your upper arm and your shoulders is a ball and socket joint. And again, the type of joint between your upper thigh bone and your hip bone is your ball and socket joint. Now, ball and socket joint allow movements in all directions. In fact, it allows the greatest degree of movement. That is the reason that while bowling a ball or while doing skipping, you can move your arms both clockwise or and anti-clockwise direction in 360 rotation, right? You are capable moving your arms in different ways like this, like this, like this. Just because there is a ball and socket joint present over here and it allows the greatest degree of movement. It allows greater flexibility. Similarly, we know that the ball and socket joint present over here also. So that's why your legs are so much flexible. You can move your legs in different way. You can move your legs from this point in different ways like this also, right? So that is due to ball and socket joint present over here between your upper thigh bone and your hip bone. Okay? We will now study about hinge joint. Let's first understand why this joint called as hinge joint. If you look carefully, this particular structure thing in your door is called as hinge over here. Due to this hinge, it allows movement of the door only in one direction. For example, this door can open only inwards. It cannot open in the outwards direction, and this particular door can open only in the outward direction, not towards in the inwards direction. So hinge basically allows movement only in one direction, and this particular joint present in your elbow and your knee is called as hinge joint because it allows movement in only one direction, allows only back and forth movement. These following body parts are hinge joints. Elbow and knee hinge joint are the present in elbow and knee. Now look at this one. Due to hinge joint being present in your elbow, you can only move your elbow in this direction. In upwards direction, can you move your elbow from this point in this direction? No. Right? You cannot do that because hinge joint allows movement only in one direction. Now look at this. One hinge joint is also present in your knee joint, right? Your knee joint is also hinge joint, and due to this you can move your leg from this point only in this direction. You cannot move your leg in this direction because hinge joint is allows movement only in one direction. Okay, let's move forward. Students, let's study about pivotal joint. As we know that the pivotal joint is present in our neck region. Okay. So the joint where our neck joint the head is a pivotal joint. It allows us to lead our head forward and backward and turn the head to our right or left. The joint even allows rotation. You can rotate your head. So in a pivotal joint, a cylindrical bones rotates in a ring like structure. As you can see here, this is a cylindrical bone. It rotates in a ring-like structure. Now I told you that the pivotal joint, you can bend your head forward, backward. You can see your left to your right. It allows this kind of movement, but as we have studied in ball and socket joint, that while boiling a ball, you can rotate your arm in complete circle like this, right? Both in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. In pivotal joint, you cannot complete rotate your head in the backward direction. You cannot do 360-degree rotation movement, right? Because this joint doesn't allow this kind of movement. That's why I told you earlier that the ball and socket joint allows the greatest degree of movement. It is a very flexible joint. It allows the greatest degree of movement. Okay, let's move forward. Now let's study about fixed joint. Now there are some bones in our head and are joined together at some joint. Such joints are called fixed joints. Okay. So when we open your mouth wide, we can move our lower jaw away from our head, right? Look at this picture. Now can you also move your upper jaw away from head? Try to know that. Can you move the upper jaw away from your head? You cannot do that because there is a joint between the upper jaw and the rest of the head, which is a fixed joint. In fact, your entire skull, only the movable joint, that is the joint which is present between your lower jaw and rest of the head. Rest all the joints are fixed and the bones cannot move at these joints. Okay. Now we have completed are types of joint. We have studied about ball and socket joint, hinge joint, fixed joint and pivotal joint. Now let's move forward. So students, here I am going to end this session. We'll continue tomorrow. Thank you very much.